Hey there, welcome to your reading. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me. So today's reading is the person on your mind. What have they realized about you? You know, you could be asking about platonic, romantic, a work situation, whatever, all right? But if romantic messages do come out and you are asking about a platonic connection, just disregard it. But yeah, so the person on your mind, what have they realized about you? We do have 4 groups for you to choose from. Group 1, the black, gray-ish stone. Group 2, the heart-shaped kind of stone. Group 3, the quartz, and group 4, the circular stone. All right. So if you do want to take a moment to choose your group, go ahead. But I will see you in your reading. Hi, if you've chosen the first group, this black grayish stone, then this reading is for you. The person on your mind, what have they realized about you? What are they realizing about you currently? So we have the Hangman in reverse. We have the Death card in reverse. No, sorry, we have the Hangman upright, Death card in reverse, and the Six of Cups in reverse. So it feels like they've realized that you are very patient, either in general or with them. For some of you, it feels like they uh, realized that you were very patient with them. So this could have been in the past. Maybe you offered them a lot of grace. But, you know, also in terms of your patience, they realize that you're a slow and steady kind of person. And this could be in different areas of your life. Like this could be in regards to them. It could be in terms of your responsibilities, maybe your family, your hobbies, or maybe there's something you do that you have to move quite slow and steady, or maybe, your progress in general. But they've also noticed that you are or would be making a sacrifice for them. And this could be referring to something that they are planning on asking you in the future, and they would kind of recognize that it would be a sacrifice for you if they were to ask you for this favor, for help. For some of you, you could already be making a sacrifice for this person. Maybe you could be making a sacrifice for, other people in your life, or, that's maybe they realize that's something that let me see. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, for some of you, they kind of realize that's something that you're used to doing, making sacrifices for people. But they kind of do feel as though you are running out of patience. This could be with them, this could be with other people, or if you haven't run out of patience yet, they definitely feel like it's headed that way for the both of you. But they could, for some of you, it feels like they may already feel as though you've already run out of patience with them. Like maybe you're someone who typically does have a lot of patience, but maybe they feel like, I don't know, I'm hearing like the straw that broke the camel's back. That may not even be it for some of you, but they do feel like your patience is running out though. Like they realize that you may be tired of waiting, maybe putting yourself, on the back burner. Um, they definitely feel like you're less attached to them or becoming less attached. Like they feel like they've realized that. They also realize that moving forward, they are going to need to make a sacrifice for you. Like they're going to have to be the one to, put you first and maybe themselves second, especially if you're used to kind of putting yourself second in a few different kind of situations. They also realize that you both hold very different perspectives, like very different ways of thinking, maybe of living as well, like how you move through life. And they realize that they have been treating you unfairly. Again, this could be a current energy or could be something, referencing the past, and they've kind of realized that now. And for some of you, this could be that they realize that they have been punishing you for something that isn't really your fault, or isn't your fault at all. Like maybe they've been taking it out on you, or again, like this could be due to like a difference in perspective, but it feels like now they may have changed their perspective. Like they could have gotten some type of insight that makes them realize that, hey, like I've been punishing this person for something that really isn't their fault. But they may have noticed as well, like in their perspective, that you feel stuck in your life when it comes to them as well. Maybe they kind of feel as though you both are at a bit of a standstill, like they're not moving, you're not moving. But again, like they've realized that they may need to be the one to like take that next step to to kind of come out of maybe a stagnant energy. They do think that you're feeling trapped as well. Let me see. It doesn't really feel like by them. I don't know, like this isn't, they could think you're feeling trapped in general. I mean, with that Eight of Swords, it could be, it doesn't really feel like they, do you think? It doesn't really feel like it's like a perspective that's keeping you trapped or a way of thinking, self-doubt or anything like that. It could just be, circumstances. But they kind of do feel like, wait, hold on, actually. They do feel as though you are becoming unstuck. Like they realize that you're, even though they may see you as trapped, they realize that you're not as trapped as they thought you were. Like they realize that you're not as stuck as they thought you were. Um, they feel as well like they may have realized that you have or you are getting ready to let them go. For some, they think that you felt bound to them. Maybe they felt like you had, like maybe they felt that you felt you had some type of responsibility to, for them, maybe due to history, like the relationship you had with them, the history you guys shared together. But they realize that even though you guys do share that history together, that you are ready to let them go, or that you are more ready to let them go than you have been in the past. And they realized as well that even though you were or are afraid or cautious to start over again, in their opinion, they kind of see or feel like you are doing it anyway, or that you will do it anyway. And it also feels like they may have wanted you to change, but they realize or like make the first move. I don't know if chase is the right word, but like for you to be the one that makes more of an effort. Um, but this could be changing in other ways, other ways that you are more aware of or know or feel intuitively. But they realize that you don't want to change, that you're not going to change. And they notice as well that you're living on your own terms. They feel like you both were repeating this unhelpful, maybe unhealthy cycle with one another. And they think that you've realized this and you realize that you need to let go of that cycle, maybe let them go in order to get off this kind of merry-go-round that you both may have been on. They do notice, again, in their perspective, that you're holding on to, the unhappy memories, but that you're not trying to live in the past anymore, So even though I don't know, is it about forgiveness? it just feels like, say for example, someone has done something terrible to you, like they realize that you may be moving past it, like what happened, but you know that scars is always going to be there. Like, how could you forget something like that? You know, but again, I'm not going to hold on to it for my own personal sake. So yeah, it feels like they realize that. It feels like they realize that even though you're hurt, or you know, you realize that you're hurt or what they've done, that you're not trying to live in the past anymore, you know? And they've also realized that you may not feel happy around them, like you just don't feel happy around them or as happy as you usually are when you are around them, you know? So we have fearless. So yeah, they realize like even though you could be fearful, that you're moving past certain fears that you may have had, they realize that you're quite fearless in a lot of ways, you know? It's like even though I'm scared, I'm still gonna do it. Like some of you, they feel like you have that type of perspective. We also have non-competitive. That was clarified by the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, they realize that you aren't competitive. Maybe they thought you were. Ow. Maybe they thought you were, or they thought you, you know, would be competitive if they put you in a certain type of situation, or maybe they realize that you're just not competitive in general. Like, you know, you're just living on your own terms and doing your own thing. We also have sensitive. So they also realize you're quite sensitive, but with the Hangman, the Death card as well, and the Six of Cups, like this could be again like this could be sensitive as in like maybe an empath, maybe you feel things intuitively, maybe you have you know like psychic downloads and stuff like that. So it could be sensitive in that way where you're kind of just in tune to certain things and certain messages and certain like energies, and you kind of just pick things up, so they could feel like you're sensitive in that way. For others of you, they could feel or have realized that you are maybe emotionally sensitive, maybe more sensitive than you kind of no, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like that for a lot of you here. Do you know, for a lot of you, it doesn't even really feel like emotionally kind of sensitive, you know? But yeah, if you resonate with that, then it could be, but yeah. We also have non-committal. So we have non-competitive and we have non-committal. So it feels like they've realized that you're not committed to them or not as committed to them as you used to be, you know? Do you have more from this? So for some of you here, like they've realized that you are in a less committed energy. Like say for example in the past, like if someone say like, hey, are you available to do this and that, you've been like, yeah, I can commit to that, I can do that. Whereas now like you're just more discerning about who you commit to, what you commit to, you know, stuff like that. So we also have you are loved. So they've realized that you are quite blessed, like they've realized that you are very loved. You know, this doesn't have to be by a whole group of people, it could be by one very special person, it could be, you know, it could be a group of people, it could be a community, it could be at your workplace, you know, it could be in your family, your friends. But yeah, they whatever the case, they have realized that you are very loved. For some of you, again, like this may not even be about the physical 3D love that you receive from people. It could be, you know, the universal love that you receive, and they could feel like you're quite blessed, or they've realized that you're very blessed. So we also have you're going through some tough stuff. Everyone has their term. Welcome to yours. Blah 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 blah. Let me see what this is about. So they've realized that you have dealt with a lot of challenges, that you've had to deal with, a lot of tough situations. Ten of Swords. Let me see. They've realized that you do have your fair share of loss, maybe trauma. But again, like they do feel like you, I don't know if holding on doesn't really feel like the right word, but they do feel like you keep it there, and it's like protection, like it gives you discernment, like these experiences that you have been through. And we also have, what are you thinking? Whatever you're thinking about, don't do it. Now is not the time. So with this King of Swords, it does feel like they've realized that you are maybe smarter now, maybe more protective of yourself, have more discernment, better judgment. Whatever you're thinking about, don't do it. For some of you, they may even have realized that you think about them, maybe you care about them in some ways, but you're kind of holding yourself back from maybe being available to them, or doing too much for them, or maybe even reaching out to them. Like maybe they've realized that you don't think it's a good idea for you both to talk right now, or maybe to like have a very deep connection with them right now. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate. I do hope it could make sense and be helpful. But I am wishing you the best, alright? Take care of yourselves. Hi, if you've chosen the second group, this heart-shaped stone, then this reading is for you. What have they realized about you, the person on your mind? Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. And we also have the Magician upright. A lot of fire energy. I feel like the last group had 2 major arcana as well, as does this group. Anyways, so again, please only take what resonates, right? This could be, even if some certain things don't resonate, it could just be their opinion, like their perspective. But anyways, what have they realized about you? It feels like they have realized that you are maybe dealing with some unfortunate circumstances, some certain challenges. They do feel like you are trying to turn your life around, but that is happening slowly. It's like, for some of you, again, in their perspective, they've realized that maybe your intention to turn your life around is there. Maybe even the actions are there, but it's just maybe not happening as fast as you want it to, or the way you want it to. They have realized as well that they do feel slightly insecure around you. They could feel insecure because maybe of their background, maybe their history, their history with you, or just their history in general. Like this could even be referring to like certain changes that they have been through recently, or changes that they are currently experiencing. It doesn't even feel like you may have like done anything to make them feel insecure. It's just how they feel around you. So they've also noticed that in their opinion that you can be negative, maybe a bit pessimistic, maybe you kind of see, you know, yeah, maybe you see the negative side of things, you know, and maybe that's helpful to you, but maybe they kind of see it as something that is unhelpful. Like they may not even see it as something that's unhelpful, but it's just like, okay, like why are you talking about the bad stuff, you know? Like in their opinion, like they feel like you should just be more optimistic, but you know, anyways. They also think they've realized that you are stuck in a negative cycle. For some of you, this is referring to money, like maybe they feel like you're stuck in like a negative cycle when it comes to maybe career or your work or maybe spending, maybe certain debts. For some of you, this could be referring to risks that you take with money. It could be in terms of your spending habits as well, but it feels like they have realized, again, in their opinion, that you know, take a lot of risks in general. Um, they do actually feel like a lot of your risks actually pay off, though. They realize that you are very confident. They also notice that they need to be very pushy with you. Like if they weren't very proactive, assertive, you know, like in your face, that you both wouldn't get anything done. For some of you, this could be more so referring to the future. It's like, okay, if I want to get XYZ from you, then I'm going to have to be quite pushy. I'm going to have to be quite assertive and maybe a bit overbearing and controlling. You know, whether or not that kind of works out for them is like a different story. But yeah, that's how they feel like they need to take that kind of approach with you. It's like in their perspective, they've realized that either you like it when they are aggressive or demanding. Even this may not even be towards you, like being aggressive and demanding towards you, but maybe even towards, you know, someone else or other people. And again, like they also realize that, again, in their opinion, that you want them to be dismissive, again, not of you but of someone else. So yeah, please only take that if it resonates. They've also noticed that you can be harsh, that you're not overly friendly. And again, this may be in like certain environments as opposed to in general. They also feel like you can be highly independent. So yeah, again, in their perspective, they've realized that you would respond to an overbearing approach. Not necessarily that you would like that approach, but that you may respond to it more than being, more than like them being like gentle and, you know, taking a calm approach towards you or to it towards like a specific subject or, you know, something that you could be more aware of, you know. They've also realized actually that they want to know more about you. Like it feels like they want to know everything about you. It feels like they really do want to be in your business. Like they want to know everything about you. You know, they are very they're very curious about you. Let me see. They don't necessarily feel like you have a lot of secrets. Um, but they could feel like you are quite mysterious, you know? And even if you are like a very open person, it feels like they just want to know more. Like, I want to know why you made that decision. I want to know why, you know, you behave that way. Like, I want to know your history. I want to know, you know, what you do for work. Like, I don't know. It just feels like they want to know everything about you and how you operate, you know? They could want to know everything about a relationship in your life as well. or maybe even past relationships. They also notice that your sense of humors are very different. I mean, they may not actually get your sense of humor. They may feel like you don't necessarily get their sense of humor either. And they may have realized as well that you won't pick them ultimately. They realize that you are maybe mad at them as well. They've actually noticed how intimidated you make them feel. They've also realized like a lot of people like to talk about you. They do notice that you may be feeling burnt out, that you may feel maybe like being by yourself. Like it feels like they've realized that either you're quite introverted in general, or maybe more so than usual, or just in certain environments. But they have realized that you are quite intelligent, quite logical as well, and they've realized that you are trying to manifest something for yourself, but they've also realized that they are trying to manifest a certain outcome with you too. But what they are trying to manifest definitely feels very different for everyone. Actually, I might just do a separate reading on that. Yeah, so I might do a separate reading. Maybe what do they want from you? Maybe what their intentions are with you. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if you can hear that noise. It's so annoying. 1 second. Anyway, so what have they realized about you? We have reserved. So yeah, it feels like they've either realized that you are quite reserved. Again, now I don't know if this is something that you naturally are. For some of you, that could be the case. For others of you, it doesn't really feel like it, but they could feel as though you are being more reserved. Again, like this could be more so about certain situation as opposed to being like reserved in general. Or let me see actually. For some of you, it may be that they've realized that you are more reserved with them. We also have mischievous. It feels like they've realized they want to be mischievous towards you. For some of you, they could want to, I don't know, play games doesn't really feel like the right kind of energy, but it does feel like they want to be a bit mischievous. I don't know, maybe like play like some type of jokes on you. It definitely feels like they want to be a bit of a trickster though when it comes to you. We also have extravagant. So they've realized that, in their opinion, you look quite extravagant. Let me see. Well, maybe they feel like you have the desire or intentions to be more extravagant. We also have unfriendly. Yeah, so I feel like that message came out earlier as well. So it feels like they have realized that you aren't the most friendly in their opinion, or it could be referring to right now. So we also have don't believe every shitty thought that you have. So they've realized again in their opinion that you don't really listen to people, maybe their advice, maybe, their opinions and stuff like that. But yeah, again, in their opinion, they do realize that you may have a bit of a negative mindset, again, in their opinion. We have stop talking, shush your mouth and listen. So I don't know if this is going to be for everyone, but for some of you, it feels like they have realized that you have stopped talking about certain things that could have been quite important to you or that are quite important to you. Again, it could be in terms of family responsibilities, your stability, could be in terms of money as well. We also have you look like a shit show. Let me see. So they've realized that you either are chaotic or just in their opinion that you seem a bit chaotic. It could be right now or in general. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate, be helpful in some way. But I am wishing you the best, okay? Take care. Hey, if you've chosen the third group, the quartz, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What have they realized about you? Alright, so we have the Six of Pentacles upright, Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, what have they realized about you? Alright, so it does feel like they've realized that you desire to be stable. Like you just want to be happy. They realize as well that you want success and that you're focused on securing success. And this could be in different ways, emotional success, financial, stability. They've realized as well how generous you are. They've also noticed how financially conscious you are. Maybe they feel like you're really good at managing money. They have realized that they are very loyal towards you as well. They realize that they would need to be grateful to you. Again, like this doesn't really feel like a current energy. I mean, they definitely could already be grateful to you, but this feels like it could be referencing something that they may ask you in the future where they would have to be like show gratitude towards you. But yeah, that's something that they've realized that they would have to be grateful of you. So they've also realized that you want more of a support system. This is talking about your current support system. For some of you, this could be talking about your current support system, like you just want them to be. Maybe they kind of feel like you want your current support system, my God, I can't fucking speak. Your current support system, they could feel like you want them to be like less challenging. It could be more supportive in other ways as well. For some of you who don't currently have a support system, they could feel like that is important for you and kind of securing that, like people around you who will support you. They do think of you as pretty lucky though. Like they've realized that they do think of you as lucky, very blessed, in their opinion and their perspective, you are quite fortunate. They notice as well that you want to be treated fairly, but also that you treat other people fairly and with respect and kindness. They realize that you are about to receive a payout soon. This could be more of a reward for some of you as opposed to like a financial payout, although it could be referring to that. This feels like maybe more of a gift, like a blessing. Could be a financial gift. This could be like a new beginning as well, like something that's like a victory, like yay, like this is nice. So yeah, they could feel like you are about to receive that soon. They have realized as well that you want a new beginning, if I haven't said that already. Maybe a new job, just a fresh start. I mean, again, like this could be in different areas of your life. It could be in terms of a job, it could be in terms of a relationship. I don't know, it could be in terms of in like environment as well. Just something new, something fresh, maybe new places you haven't been to before, stuff like that. But they have realized that you are very committed to something. For some, this is committed to not putting yourself in a bad situation, maybe not being manipulated or lied to. Maybe a situation that will kind of maybe keep you at like a standstill as well. For some of you, this could be committed to not being, super sensitive. For some of you, they do think that you're committed to not being committed, especially if it just isn't worth it, and this could be in different areas. This could be friendships, work, responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. Like it could be in different areas. It could be in terms of a relationship as well. So yeah, they notice that you do really want to be grounded. You want to feel grounded. You want to feel safe, secure. But in their perspective, they feel like you aren't there yet, in their mind at least. They have realized that you are quite romantic, that you're very loyal. They realize that you have a vivid imagination as well, very creative in general. For others, though, they notice that you do like to daydream a lot, or it just kind of seems like you're, in your own world. And they've also realized that you're super kind, if I haven't said that already. They notice that you can make them happy. And they also feel like you are someone who is very emotionally secure. So yeah, they notice that you are quite positive. So we have take a shot. Alright, so this doesn't really feel like it has anything to do with alcohol, but it feels like they have realized that you're taking a risk, that you're maybe taking, it could be a big leap as well. Maybe pushing yourself. Maybe they realize that you're taking a chance on them. It could be taking a chance on them. It feels like it could be something more specific as well. So we also have you are giving away your power. So it feels like for some of you, they have realized, again, in their opinion, that you're giving away your power in some way to a person. I mean, this could be to a person with the Ten of Cups. I mean, this could be related to family. It could be a relationship, actually. Could be towards something you're committed to if it isn't referring to a person. But yeah, they do, you're giving away your power, and we have get some sleep. So they could feel like you are quite drained. And this may not even be giving your power away. For some of you it is though, but for others of you it could be referring to your energy. Yeah. So yeah, they have realized that you are quite tired, that you're quite drained maybe. But they do think you want to change that. So we have unpleasant. So they've actually realized that maybe you don't like unpleasant people or energy or vibes. So for some of you, they may even realize that you are trying to deal with an unpleasant situation right now. But again, like they feel like you're dealing with it. But they do feel like you will overcome this soon, for sure. Like this could be something that they're hopeful for when it comes to you. So we also have Frank. So it feels like for a lot of you, they've realized that they actually want you to be more frank, like they want you to be more direct. We also have modest. So it feels like they've realized that you are quite modest, maybe quite down to earth, even for some of you guys. This could be more so humble. This could be maybe you carry yourself or maybe dress or act in modest ways. And we also have discreet. So for some of you, they have realized that you are very discreet, maybe private, maybe quite reserved about certain things. This could be about your personal life. They could feel like you are discreet about how you're feeling as well. Like they do think you do come across quite positive, but maybe they feel like below the surface there is a lot more that you are dealing with, a lot more that you're feeling, but they do feel you try to be quite discreet. This could be discreet in other ways, like they do feel like you keep a lot. Let me see. Yeah, they may realize that you're just not completely like forthright and totally open about everything that you have going on. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate and be helpful. I'm wishing you the best, okay? Take care. Hi, if you've chosen the fourth group, the circular stone, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What have they realized about you? So we have King of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Swords upright, and we have the Lovers in reverse. What have they realized about you? So, again, in their opinion, they've realized that you are, or that you can be, overindulgent, and that you like to put yourself first. You do put yourself first. They do think you can be a bit greedy. Again, in their perspective, their opinion, they've realized that, again, in their opinion, that you are not independent and that you're very supported in some ways, whether this be by family, by a person, I don't know. But they do feel like you do get a lot of support. It feels like they've realized now that you don't trust them and that they don't trust you. Like, kind of goes both ways. They realize that you are taking a break from working hard, maybe a break from being responsible, maybe responsible for someone else or just for something. It feels like in their perspective, they've realized that you are I don't know. Lazy feels like the wrong word. But it could be like similar in energy. Not that you're lazy in general, but maybe you're kind of just more so in that energy right now. It just feels like they've realized that you aren't necessarily, being like the person to wait on other people. It feels like you're more so the one that's being waited on, if that makes sense. So yeah, maybe they feel like you put other people to work and you're kind of just chilling. And they realize, again, in their perspective, that you are open to being dishonest or, unfaithful. They also think that you can be a bit crazy at times. Let me see something. They also think that they've realized that you don't want to work. Again, this could be right now, it could be in general, depending on what like the situation is with you. Like, for example, if you're at work and you normally are, quite proactive, they realize that you are taking more of a back seat. For some of you, if you're not in work right now, they may realize that you don't actually want to work. But yeah, like, for example, if you've been taking a break from work, maybe on holiday, or you just haven't been that involved for whatever reason, they realize that you don't want to be more involved right now. But anyways, they realize that you are someone who's just quite blunt. Maybe, that's just who you are. They've also noticed that you hold a different opinion to a lot of people. Like, your way of thinking is very different from, from the people around you or the people that they know from them. But they realize that you prefer honesty and clarity. Like, that's what you want from people. Like, that's what you expect and that's what you demand from people. They also realize that you are a good talker. Maybe they find you to be very convincing, like the way you speak, the way you carry a conversation. They've also but they even though, like, I don't know if you guys have your issues or maybe clash, or just different ways of thinking, and it's not really an issue between you both, whatever the case may be. They realize that they actually really like talking to you, like they like having conversations with you, even though you guys could think completely differently. Like it feels like they actually do really love talking to you. And they realize that you sometimes think too deeply into things. They think that you like to know everything as well, like you don't like to be kept in the dark. So maybe they also realize that you like to prod, you like to poke, just so that you can get all of the information, like so you don't feel like you're missing any information, like missing out on anything. Again, like this could come back to you preferring like honesty and clarity from people. So that could be another reason why they think that you like to, dig a little bit and know everything. They also realize that you are quite creative. And this is because of the way you think. Like they think you're creative because you allow your mind to travel and be open and not be, closed off to different ideas and different things. So they do feel like you're very creative because of how your mind works. And yeah, they realize that you know yourself, and know exactly what you're doing. And they think that they've realized that you aren't loyal in their opinion. They notice as well that you think that you're always right, um, or you hardly ever doubt the decisions you make, or whether or not you've made the right choice in certain things. Like they feel like you're always very sure of yourself and the things that you say, even if they don't feel that way about what you say and stuff like that. They feel like you feel that you're very sure about what you're saying. um they think as well that you don't want to be in a relationship, and this could be like some of you could be in a relationship right now, and yeah, they could feel like you don't want to be in that relationship, whether you're single or not. And they realize that you really value yourself as well. You put a lot of value on yourself, maybe put a lot of value on the things that you say. And they may think that you are trying to detach from someone. They've also realized that you are quite imbalanced within yourself, in their opinion. But they could feel like you own it though, like, I am who I am and I may be this or I may be that, but like that's who I am and I'm very sure of myself regardless of how you feel or think about me. Um, and they've also noticed as well in their perspective that you do deal with a lot of conflict. So we have disrespectful. So they have realized that you can be a bit reckless. It doesn't really feel like they've realized or think that you're disrespectful though. It's just that sometimes maybe you can come across that way, but it feels like they've realized or they know that it's not really meant to come across as disrespectful. Maybe you're just kind of like saying it how it is or saying how you feel. So we also have individualistic. For this individualistic, it is in terms of like your mentality, like the way you communicate. It could be very different to what they're used to, or just very different to the people who are typically around them and stuff like that. So it does feel like there's certain parts of you that they do find quite individualistic. It doesn't feel like they see you like that as a whole, though, if I'm being honest. We also have bad tempered. So they realize that you can have a bad temper. Like they may realize or think that you can be quite touchy. Like maybe quite sensitive. And finally we have frugal. And we have the King of Pentacles in reverse as well. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like frugal. It doesn't really feel like stingy, but they do feel like you are careful and cautious with your money or with your resources. We also have stop obsessing. You are not the center of the universe. Let me see what that's about. Yeah, they realize that in their opinion, you do have that kind of main character kind of energy, as like people like to say, that you do think you are. I don't know. This doesn't necessarily have to be a negative at all, but they do feel like you think that you are like the center of I don't know, like a lot of situations, or I don't want to say center of the world because it seems a bit dramatic, but you know, they do feel like you see yourself as being in the center of attention a lot of times. So we have it's not everyone's fault, it's yours. Stop blaming others for your problems. Let's see what that is about. So for some of you, they have realized that you could be blaming. Again, this doesn't feel like you're blaming like the whole world for your problems. It could be like more so referring to a specific person. Again, in their opinion, doesn't have to be true. And we also have what the hell are you waiting for? Get that stuff done. So they've realized that you're not moving, you're not getting something done. They feel as though maybe they feel as though you don't want to. Maybe other people want you to, you know, move, be proactive, or work hard, or you know, kind of get something done. But they feel like you're like just standing there drinking a juice, like nope, you know. So I don't know how that would, you know, translate in your lives, but yeah, that's how what they've realized about you or what they're realizing about you right now. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate, be helpful, make sense. But I'm wishing you the best. Okay, take care.